figured I'd do another video here, more or less myself talking to you guys versus whatever. You know how I do my videos. Anyways, there's a couple of people interested in how I managed to acquire this sign, this whistle post sign that I had hid away for over 30 years on the Carbonear branch line in Carbonear. Well, as we all know, the Carbonear branch line ceased operations in 1984, and during this time I was roughly, well, I was 9 years old at the time, between 9 and 10 years old when it was all happening, so I was very well aware of what was going on when the railway was shutting down and in Carbonear. And I can remember the tracks, I can remember the Y that used to go up to Saunders and Howells, and I remember a lot of the buildings that were being tore down after the railway was closed. And I remember at one point I was over around Saunders and Howells, and there was a couple buildings over there that were being tore down at the time. And there was, in these buildings, there was mountains upon mountains of waybills from Canadian National Railways during the time of, when wood would be delivered and stuff to Saunders and Howells. There was lots and lots of paperwork just literally just blowing around in the wind. And I managed to collect some of it back then from there. Since, well, beyond my control, I've actually lost these pieces of paper and these waybills, and I don't think I'll ever see them again. But in any event, also during this time is when I walked the old track bed from Carbonear on the south side and walked all the way out to Mosquito Point. And well, I remember the track when I was out there, the rails, spikes, everything. I remember walking out there and the old crossbucks and stuff that was out there. And I remember coming into Carbonear, if you're familiar with that section, the ocean was like, the track was like here, right? And then the ocean was like over here, and it was really sharp decline from the side of the track, really sharp embankment. And near this area there was a sign, not this one, but there was a sign there, and it stood up on about a 10-foot, 15-foot post, steel post, same as what this one's mounted on, exact same one. And the sign, if I can remember correctly, it wasn't all that big. The sign maximum was probably like that. It wasn't very big, but it was triangular, and it was yellow with black outline. And I'm almost certain that it had a dot in the center of it. To this day, I have no idea what that sign represents. I'm only guessing and saying that it's just a warning that it's the end of the line. But in any event, at the time, I was walking back toward Carbonear, and well, I seen this guy on the side of the track. He was actually kicked over and pulled out of the ground. And I guess when the wreckers were coming through, well, they were pretty much knocking everything over. They didn't really care about anything. They just tearing stuff out as fast as they could. And this whistle sign was on the side of the track, tipped over, almost on top of the rails almost. So I took it upon myself, me and Glenn, and we decided to hide this sign away. As well, I'm almost positive that we hid away 2 or 3 other signs besides that, and we grouped them all together in one pile. And we had every intention of going back there and, trying to find these signs and just save them just for the signs, never mind the post, but just for the sign itself. But we never did find them. We never could find where they were located. All we knew, we put them alongside the track underneath a big bush, big old bushes or whatever, brush, and hid them, threw them underneath the bushes out of sight. And for the next 30 years, I've been looking for them and could never find them. Until 2 weekends ago, when I found this guy. Literally just sitting up out of the grass a little bit underneath a big old tree. And I was like, it was wicked to actually find this sign again. After 30 years, I managed to come across and find this sign, whistle stand. 30 years. It was, I got to say, it was quite interesting to find it, and quite proud to actually have found it after 30 years. And if you notice in the background between this sign and the one below it, this whistle sign I actually bought. This one I bought, and the design of two of these are not even the same if you look at them. This one here is actually a square sign. This one here is rectangle with a tip on the top, like a house. I just put the camera up so you can actually see it. As you can see, this one's actually tipped up at the top, and it's like rectangle, whereas the other one there is actually square. So I'm not exactly sure how old this one is. I'm assuming the square one is actually newer, where this one is older. I mean, you can actually see the difference in the paint jobs on them. This one is just about completely gone in regards to what, the sign of itself. But this one over here, I'm assuming this is the older sign. But in any case, this one is 30 years ago I hid it away. How long it was standing on the side of the road? It's probably another 30 years. That sign there could be an easy 60 years old. Who knows? So I'm quite proud to have found this sign. Me and Glenn hid it away 30 years ago, and 2 weeks ago I found it. So I got to say, it was quite proud to find it. I was actually getting a little bit emotional over it. You hide something away in your childhood 30 years ago, and then you come back and you find it 30 years later. I mean, something like this. You know me. I enjoy Newfoundland Railway, and I'm all about history, especially with the railway. And this sign couldn't be in better hands than what it's in right now. I'm just sorry I couldn't find it 30 years ago. But if I did come across it within those 30 years, would I still have it? Well, who knows? But I do have her now. So anyways, I'd just like to say thank you to Glenn for helping me collect it off the side of the track once again, and bring her back to his home, and we cut her off to size. So I'm like 6 something, so she's still like 7 feet tall. She's standing taller than me. This sign is standing tall, as she should. In the mail on eBay. This is something completely off topic. Well, not really off topic, but on eBay you can purchase postcards from the Newfoundland Railway. And there's 2 that I bought recently. One was a postcard. Many people have seen it, of one of the 800 series locomotives going over the Carbonear branch line. Well, I managed to collect one of these postcards today. Finally came in the mail. And there's another one of another passenger train going through the Humber Valley, and I've also got that one too. So I finally got 2 of these in the mail, and I'm hoping 2 of these are not reproductions. I hope these are actually original postcards. And if they're original, it's nice to have the postcards from the Newfoundland Railway. And I've got another one there. Actually, I got 2 there in the other room that I'm going to show you too, along with these. And the other 2 that's there, I haven't seen them before. Well, other than I got them, I've never seen them online before. So I'm going to show you these 2. And if anybody's interested in what my address is here, I'll just put this up real quick. So if anybody wants to jot down my address, send mail or whatever, This is my mailing address. If you can see it, I'll just leave it there for a moment. So there you go. Anyway, so let's take a look at these 2 postcards, plus the other 2 that I have in the other room there. And again, very proud to have found the whistle post again after 30 years. Quite proud of it. And like the rail bike, nobody will be getting her off of me. Forget it. Anyways, again, well, I'll say, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers here on Exploring Newfoundland Railway. You all mean a lot to me, and it wasn't for all of you guys watching my videos, commenting and liking them, and just, you know, keep me interested in what I'm doing. Well, as long as I keep getting the views, subscribers, comments, thumbs up, stuff like that, as long as you guys are interested in watching, I'm more than interested to go out and walk the tracks. And as you know, there's still a lot out there left for me to do. And a lot of people ask me, am I doing this on, you know, with ATVs or bike training? No. Every video that you see of me exploring the Newfoundland Railway, I've done it by foot. Walking the tracks, walking the branch lines, walking the main line. I don't use ATVs, I don't use bikes, mountain bikes or anything. It's just walking. And I enjoy it. Anyways, I'll get back to you shortly, and let's get these 2 envelopes opened up and see what we have here. And again, stand by. Alright, well, let's just start from this one right now. The eBay username, if you want to look them up, is Postcards and More. Postcards and More. That's where I got this this postcard from, and it's from looks like it's Richmond, Virginia, and it was put in the mail November 16, 2015. So let's have a look at this one. As I get it out of the envelope. Yeah, just tear open the envelope. And here we go. Right now we have a couple little this is from the eBay store. Little notes they put in there. Nice with them. Thank you so much for visiting my store. Please visit again soon and check out my many different store categories. So, that's pretty cool and nice of them. So, here is the postcard. This is one a lot of people have seen online, and she looks to be original, and it's actually in mint condition, really good condition. And it was printed on August 1982, 2 years before the Carbonair branch line was being shut down. And there's a little paragraph they got to explain the picture. This is Terra Transport Newfoundland mixed train number 212 out of Briggish Junction. Skirts Carbonair Bay near Bristol's Hope on the northbound run to Carbonair. CN number 805 and 801 provide head-end power. These 875 horsepower road switchers, series 800 to 805, were built by GMD in July of 1956. Designated model G8. These export models were adapted for CN's 3-foot 6-inch Newfoundland gauge. And here is the picture. Here is the postcard. And you can see this one online. It's on Facebook everywhere. Very nice postcard. That is the Carbonair branch line. Very nice postcard to have, that one. I've seen it on Facebook many times. And not only do you see the train, if you look really hard, you can see a flanger sign and a railway crossing sign in the center on the left hand side. See if you can spot it there. See if you can spot those two signs. So here we have it. It's one postcard. August 1982. 2 years before the Carbonair branch line was being torn up. So, let's take another look at another postcard I bought on eBay once again. And this one is from Bunny Price, Castlefield, Montreal, Quebec. This one comes from actually Canada. And this one shows the a passenger train going across Newfoundland, west to east, going through the Humber Valley. So let's have a look at this one. You'll also send along a little slip, PayPal slip. The cost of this one was $3.75 US. So this one in here was taken in 1968. The picture was, and it was a picture postcard of the Newfie Bullet going through the Humber Valley. And this is a little paragraph that says on the back of the postcard. 10 minutes out of Corner Brook, Canadian National's eastbound Newfie Bullet enters the beautiful Humber River Valley. Recently completed Trans-Canada Highway evident in this scene, and Trans-Island bus service would spell the end of this famous 3.5-foot gauge passenger service in 1969. Credit Ted Wixon from this Twilight View in October of 1968. So this is actually a picture of the Newfie Bullet in 1968. There's a picture, you can find this one online. It's a little bit more harder to find than the last one. But here she is in all her glory. Ain't that an awesome picture? If we never lost our railway, that picture would still be here. That's exactly how everything would still look today. Really nice picture. And if you look down on the road, the guardrails are actually, it looks like they're painted. They're painted, I think it's yellow and black, or white and black. Guardrails, the actual guardrails. Just take a look at the picture again, you'll actually see that. If you look down on the road, you'll see the different colors there in the guardrail itself. Yellow and black, or white and black, one of it. I'll say yellow and black, but so that's pretty cool. So, what about those other two postcards that I've come across? Well, I'm going to show you those in a moment. Alright, back again. Well, I'll show you the next picture, or next postcard. This one is of 593 in Corner Brook. The last Pacific steam locomotive in existence here on the island. And I visited her a couple of summers ago, and she's wicked to see. She's wicked. Not very often I get to get so close to an actual steam locomotive. Actually, it's the only steam locomotive I can get handy to. But this is what it says on the back. The Newfie Bullet 193. One of the first steam engines of the Newfoundland Railway days. Renumbered 593 when CN took over the railway in 1949. The year of Confederation. And here is that picture. Isn't that awesome? If only our railway was still here. The next postcard, this is actually during the time when the railway was being shut down, the final years of the Newfoundland Railway. And if you look at this diesel locomotive and you look in the front of her, you can see how she was outfitted to pull the rails, to pull up the track. You can see how she was outfitted. And the back of the postcard says, History in the Making, CN 923. Train used by work crew to take up tracks after a span of 50 years. The train is a fond memory to many and just a part of our history to others. 50 years being as long as CN was running our railway here. But this is locomotive 923 in track dismantling operations in the final years of the Newfoundland Railway. And here is that picture. Again, look at the front of the diesel locomotive and you can see how she was outfitted to pull the rails. It's pretty safe, pretty good. It's a pretty good bet. I think it's pretty safe to say that this postcard, chances are, is the last one, the last postcard made for the Newfoundland Railway. So, we have 4 postcards of the Newfoundland Railway. I'm not sure how many more of them are out there, but I, for one, I'm going to start collecting them. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and as you know, the weather's starting to turn here for the worst, but me and Trevor Croft are making plans on working on the track a little bit up in Avondale sometime when he gets back, and see what we can do with it up there. But anyways, until you see the next video, keep walking the tracks, keep your eyes to the sides, and you never know what you may find around a bend or lurking down that ditch. So take care, all the best, and thanks for viewing, and thanks for subscribing. Ciao.